Hey, what's up, guys? This is Joseph L. McKnight, and I'm back for another Wind Down Wednesday. And this week, we're talking about how to negotiate that job offer for that new job. So grab your drink and let's talk. Probably the number one question that I get as an HR professional is, what advice do you have for me to negotiate a new job offer? And that's a great question because we all are trying to secure that bag and be where the money reside, where the money reside.
All right, we going. What a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside, what a money reside.
So I get it. But it all starts at the very beginning. I know you're probably sick of me talking about the research and the resume, but that's where it starts. It really starts with you having that strong resume that's going to attract and get the attention of the recruiter. Let me tell you why. Let's say the resume says, I'm looking for someone with 7 to 10 years of experience. Remember, the stronger your resume, that gives you more power to negotiate. So if you have the 10 years of experience, don't put something on your resume that shows 7 years. Show 10, 12, 15, whatever that experience that you have that's going to make you stand out. So that way you're negotiating from the strongest point possible. Then you have the application. Now laws are really changing. So you can feel free to reach out to me or ask me or look at your state laws. There are a lot of states who no longer require you to put your salary on your application. And a lot of companies that are multi-state or multinational have removed that from your application. That is a huge game changer. You don't want to reveal your number. You don't want to ever have to tell them what you're currently making. It's really no one's business but your own.
Mind your business, that's all. Mind your business.
So that's a really, really strong game changer for the candidate now that we don't always have to disclose our current salary. Also, though, you will see it'll say a lot of times, put down what you want to make, your expected salary. Make sure you read that. Sometimes it's asking you for your base salary. Sometimes it's asking you what you want to make with your base plus bonus. Make sure if it makes you answer, put a range. Don't lock yourself in. Don't say, oh, I want to make $50,000 and that's what I'm going to put. Put a range. I want to make $45,000 to $60,000. So that way you're leaving yourself open and not putting yourself in a box. I've seen that all the time where someone says, 50,000 is my number, non-negotiable, I have to make that. Okay. And then it's time to offer them the job. I say, $50,000, that's what we're offering. They're like, oh, well, I really need 60 to make the offer. Well, that's not what you said. Now, if it's the right candidate, I will negotiate, but just know it sometimes tarnishes that conversation with the recruiter or the hiring manager, whoever you're negotiating. Keep it open. A lot of times I put in there NA, non-applicable, or I don't put anything at all. Also, when you have that first initial phone interview or connection with the recruiter or hiring manager, bring it up, especially before they do. Hey, what's the salary that you guys are offering for this position? And try to find out up front, what are all the compensation portions of your salary? Are there perks? Are there stocks? Do they do things like free lunch? Do you work for an airline that's free flights? All of those are compensable benefits that you have to start thinking about when you negotiate. That's super, super important. But a lot of times the recruiter will ask you first, and that's when you can give a range. How do you know what range to give? Well, there are a lot of websites out there like Glassdoor, like Pay Surveys, that you can type in and get an idea and understanding of what your company might pay. Remember, it's a data point. It's not going to be exact. You won't know exactly what the company is going to pay until you get that offer. So just know for an idea, hey, I'm an accountant, I'm in the Washington, D.C. area, and you can see comparable salaries that people have posted in the area, so you can kind of have a range. So that helps a lot too. The other thing that I say and I tell people is to really limit how many times you bring up compensation. You do want to bring it up early on because you do not want to be in a situation where you need $75,000 to make it work and the job is only paying $50,000, because then you're wasting everybody's time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And going through interviews, the stress and anxiety of it all, it's not worth going through it if you know in the beginning, this ain't going to work. Walk away. Like I said, a new year, new job, have your standards and have your list and be strong on that. So then I let them bring it up and I'll see what they're saying. I say, hey, the recruiter mentioned it. I don't have a lot of details about the salary. What can you share with me? Put it back on them to give you more data points in more detail because they hold the keys. They know how much their range is. They know how much they're looking to pay. They know what the people on their team are making. They've got all the data. So you need to try to get as much data points as possible. So when you finally get the offer, woohoo, you're super excited. I don't care if it's your dream job. Never, never commit right away. I don't care if I say, I need to know an answer right now. You got 24 hours to tell me right now. In my mind, I'm thinking on the 23rd hour is when I'm going to call your ass back and give you an answer. I tell the person, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm super excited for this new job. I've enjoyed this experience interviewing. I just want to make sure this is a big move for me as well as for you. Can I get a couple days to think about it? Leave them a little bit uneasy. So they're like, are they going to take it? What's going on? Because now they're on pins and needles. They're excited. They want you to sign. What are they going to do? And if you want to negotiate, get all of your data points together and make your first move strongly. And what do I mean when I say get your data points together? One, get your 2 or 3 bullets, because by now you should know what they're looking for, what makes a great candidate, because you've talked to everybody, you've interviewed. So go back and say, hey, you said you wanted X, Y, and Z. Don't forget, I am X, Y, and Z. And I've done X, Y, and Z, and these are my results. So you want to have those data points. And then also, too, you want to know what your number is. They've now presented to you what that offer includes. Get everything. Find out how much the benefits cost. Look at how much your commute is going to cost. If your schedule is going to change, how does that impact your kids? The job is a night job and now you've got to get babysitting. You need to create a list and think about all the potential expenses. Your job, you may only be paying $100 a month for your benefits, and this new job, is $300 or $400 a month for your benefits. That's a cost annually. So you need to calculate and understand what's going to all go into that job offer. That's super important. Once you have your ducks in a row, I always say 1 or 2 things. I either email the recruiter or the hiring manager, whoever I'm negotiating, whoever made me the offer. That's who I go back to. And I say, hey, sometimes I'll send an email, a quick one, and just say, saw the offer, super excited, couple of follow-up questions. Do you want to connect through email or do you want to connect on the phone? I keep it light, but I try to get somebody on the phone to talk to them because that keeps the pressure on. If we do this emailing back and forth, that gives you time to get a response, that gives them time to get a response, and it takes out the element of surprise. I try to get someone on the phone, and I say, oh, thanks so much for talking. I'm so excited about the job. And I ask my little questions. I may want to know about the benefits and what's going on. And I say, hey, let's talk about the salary. Thank you guys for coming with an initial strong offer of X amount of dollars. But, I was really looking for something in a range. I try again to give a range. Because if you want, again, $75,000 and you tell them, hey, I'm looking for $75,000, but they have $90,000 in their bucket, you're shorting yourself. So say, you know what? I was looking for something, in the upper 70s or, I was looking for something in the low 80s. How can we, meet it? Is it possible that we can meet in the middle? And I have that conversation. Be prepared. Sometimes the person you're talking to says, I got to get back to you. Sure, take your time. Don't let them make you feel uncomfortable. If anything, make them feel nervous because they want you. They need to step up to the table. The other thing I say is be ready to negotiate. Sometimes people, especially if you're talking to HR or recruiter, this is what we do. We negotiate all day, every day. So be ready to understand that. First, I always start with the base salary. Your guaranteed money every single week, every single month. I start negotiating there first. Let's say you can't get exactly what you want with the base salary. What are other things that we can look at? Is it a bonus? Maybe you're leaving a bonus from your last job and you want them to close the gap. I've even negotiated things like tuition reimbursement. Hey, I'm in school and my current job pays for my master's 100%. I still owe $15,000 to finish this master. I know you guys support continuing education. Can you guys throw me some money to close that gap? Whatever it is, commuter benefits, whatever is important to you, be ready to negotiate and work down your list. But again, don't feel pressured to do anything or make a decision. And if they tell you they have to get back to you, that's fine. Sometimes I will tell you, unfortunately, at the end of the day, they've made the best offer possible. And you have to be okay with that. You have to understand that, hey, you at least tried. I always say, if you don't ask, you won't know. So make sure you're at least asking. And even at the very end, let's say they weren't willing to negotiate, you can always say, hey, are we willing to reevaluate my salary in 6 months? Is that something we can put in my offer? You guys talked about me taking on these projects. If I deliver those in 6 months, is that something I can get in writing that you guys are willing to look at my salary down the road? Be flexible to negotiate. Again, you have some power in this. They want you. They've made you the offer, so be confident in that. And let them know up front that you're willing to offer it and you're willing to at least ask for what you want. Thank you so much for watching this week's edition of Wind Down Wednesdays. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment down below what you found to be most helpful when you're negotiating a new job offer and your salary. Also, don't forget to check out my next video, Feedback Fridays, where I answer your questions from Instagram at Joseph L. McKnight. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.